Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Who and Yumiko taking place here on Amazonia. Gonna go ahead and speed things up just in case, I am a little bit more pressed for time today, but that seems to be a common thing. But then again, as a father of two with one on the way and a full-time job, I guess that is just par for the course, and I'm stating a fact as opposed to really trying to complain. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. This is going to be an Archmage going up against a Blade Master. No real big surprises getting underway in this matchup. For those keeping track, 2 minutes right now, as we are looking at the Blade Master ready to make its way out. Blade Master making its way down to the south here will most likely win walk, sell that scroll of Town Portal, pick up a Circlet of Nobility, and, well, make its way off over here. Meanwhile, Archmage looking to get some damage here. No lightning shield at all, so this could be a little bit of a problem, as the Blade Master going straight after a Forest Troll Berserker will be able to take it down. It looks as though, what is this grunt? Oh, wow. Purposely using that grunt to pull aggro away from the Forest Troll trappers and to minimize the damage. So little tricks of the trade right there. Who, using the grunt along the backside, the Forest Troll trappers realize, hey, there's a unit that I'm supposed to ensnare, and then thereby abusing the AI. Blade Master going after the Archmage. Archmage sitting at, well, 650 hit points already. That's what happens when you get +5 to strength, a bonus 125 hit points right off out of the gate instead of having 520. Oh, and also it looks like a tome or a manual of health, so it's usually 450 to 4, is it 450 to 475, and then 475 to 525. I believe that was the breakdown there. Alright, Water Elemental going to be dropped, going straight after that Voodoo Lounge. The Voodoo Lounge, one of the key buildings in the Orc, just because the Blade Master needs a way to, well, heal up some of that damage. Low hit point Footman, down to 213 hit points. It's going to start to back away, now putting pressure onto the Orc Burrows as the remaining, Orc Burrows try to throw spears down here. Alright, getting in more damage once again. Archmage drops another Water Elemental. There it goes. Footman will be forced to retreat. That Footman down to 36 hit points. Blade Master should have no problem getting the bonus kill there, and down it goes. Orc Burrow was lost in construction. Voodoo Lounge was lost in construction. This Water Elemental will give experience to the Blade Master, however, as the Blade Master gets that much closer to level 2. 150 experience right now. Water Elemental trying to get away. It gets taken down from 150 to 192. As that Blade Master just shy of level 2. Archmage being brought back over. Is it going to try and do some harassment onto that Orc Burrow again? Yes, it is going to be doing exactly that, as what the Water Elemental now looking to back away. Grunt taking a bit of damage, and right now the damage actually matters. By putting damage onto the Grunt right now, you are effectively going to take out that Grunt from any subsequent battles until a Voodoo Lounge is built up. Archmage doing a big bit of damage. However, that Voodoo Lounge or that Orc Burrow is now completed, can be repaired, and Yumiko decides, you know what? No real reason to stick around in this fight. Boots of Speed on the Archmage. Archmage out here ready to go. Blade Master doesn't have the Boots of Speed and will not be able to close in on that distance. We are sitting at tier 2 already. We are getting up that Mountain King. Footmen are correctly positioned in a way where a Blade Master will not be able to burst them down, as the Archmage picks up double Dust of Appearance. And, well, it looks as though the Blade Master did get to level 2 already, and now maybe even getting in another powerful item. Perhaps looking for another Circlet of Nobility, as the Tauren Totem and the War Mill getting added in. No Voodoo Lounge that I can spot. Shadow Hunter is already being trained for that bit of healing to tighten up the loose ends by not having that early Voodoo Lounge. Archmage making its way down to the bottom left. Mountain King will be out onto the field. Dual Arcane Sanctums. No Arcane Vault as of yet, surprisingly, as that means that there are not going to be any Spellbreakers. Archmage drops down a Water Elemental. Mountain King now out onto the field, as both sides, well, just getting in a little bit of extra gold. Pretty much in a real-time strategy game, you should always be trying to do something, executing some sort of game plan, lining something up, as time is a very valuable resource. As I've said before, for real-time strategy players, time is a resource, and essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a time advantage over your opponent. Being able to build a large army. If you say no rush for 15 minutes, you can really just focus on your economy at a certain point and then move on into tech and like that type of nature, and build up and mass out and really like min-max all of that. However, because your opponent could perhaps invest more in an army earlier than you and be able to put pressure on you, you are forced to make other decisions in order to not sacrifice or be vulnerable to those early attacks. So real-time strategy games such as StarCraft and WarCraft is a game of seconds as opposed to, say, a game of inches. Blade Master going after the Force Troll, Shadow Priest here, Shadow Hunter, Blade Master both sitting at level 2 should get cleared up pretty quickly. Grunt could end up getting taken down. Meanwhile, back on the other side here, Archmage gonna go ahead and get to level 3. Mountain King already sitting at level 2. Dust of Appearance making sure that the Blade Master is nowhere nearby, and that is incredibly important. Mountain King also, importantly, has double Circlets of Nobility, so that Mountain King already has 300 mana. 300 mana, and the Archmage bringing in Brilliance Aura. Mountain King also having Boots of Speed. There's a bit of a slow. That was unnecessary, but the Mountain King, well, he was going to have a bit of mana anyways. Mountain King going to go ahead and engage onto the Renegade Wizard. You see the Purge being cast, followed up by that right there, Blade Master, Dust of Appearance. Blade Master going to get stunned. Vampiric Aura picked up as you see Invisibility being cast there. Ensnare from the Raider, but not in time, as the Shadow Hunter and Blade Master may get to level 3 off of this creep camp. There's the Blade Master, there's the Shadow Hunter, and with level 3 now, well, what is going to be happening next? Mountain King needs to gets a little bit of healing with those melee attacks. The question is, are we actually going to see Knights? Knights, a very, very powerful unit in the matchup, especially since there's not that much magic type damage coming in from the Orc army. However, the Knights would only really be effective against those Raiders here with that medium armor, and I don't think I've actually seen the new upgrade being used by human players. Really interested to see how that upgrade is being used as we're taking a look. Blade Master going after the Enforcer creep camp here. Lightning Shield onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter purposely backing away. Healing Wave trying to save. I believe that that Healing Wave was meant for the Footman there. Or excuse me, not the Footman, the Grunt there, as you see an invisible Footman keeping track of the army. Blade Master, Wand of Illusion, all of these units are all in position. Here you go. Mountain King wanted the Stormbolt, unable to do so. As you can take a look, Blade Master is right there. Stormbolt onto a Raider. Raider could be in trouble. Does not have slow. Orb of Fire is on that Raider, so healing will be significantly reduced. Illusion, however, going to be completely ignored. Raider now gets taken down. Mountain King going to perhaps try to get across into another location here. Archmage with that Orb of Fire dealing bonus damage. There you have it. Healing Wave bouncing onto a Raider, however, having a reduced effect. There goes a Grunt. Kodo Beast tries to eat a Sorceress. However, the other Sorceresses are there saying, you know what, I don't think so. Mountain King is in position, ready to go. Archmage, Healing Wave onto the Kodo Beast. What's going to end up happening? Priest trying to do a bit of healing. Paladin out on the field, gets a Holy Light on Yumiko's Priest. However, unable to keep it all alive. All right. Blade Master still alive and well. Let's take a look at this. Orb of Fire, Healing Wave, not going to be that effective. Illusion just still across in many different locations. Blade Master could be in trouble. Potion of Invulnerability is going to come across. Stormbolt, no, it is revealed. Dust of Appearance is going to get a bash in time. Blade Master able to survive because of Spirit Link, reducing the amount of damage he was taking. It looked like he was on a razor's edge for so long. And once again, finally able to get away. Footman trying to get to that Raider, able to do exactly that as the Mountain King ready to engage again. Healing Wave back. Blade Master back out onto the field. Mountain King sitting at level 2. Needs to get a little bit more experience. Mountain King, Blade Master, Potion of Invulnerability staying alive as it looks as though the Kodo able to teleport back with a Spell Breaker in its stomach. All right. big battle going back and forth there. Who able to even up the fight a little bit by taking a Spellbreaker on the go, dying and dashing with that Spellbreaker, and that Orb of Fire on that Archmage, a very, very nice ability. Now, I will say this, only the Archmage, well, the Archmage and Orb of Fire, if Orb of Fire does become a mainstay, it's going to pigeonhole human players into going for that Archmage even further. It has that range attack that you really want to be able to apply that debuff. And it doesn't make sense for the Blood Mage because the Blood Mage mainly has channeling abilities. Both the Flame Strike and the Siphon Mana are channeling abilities. And unless for some reason the Orb of Fire, well, bonus 7, and it reduces the healing effects by 35%. All right, as the Archmage and all of these units once here ready to go. Golem's going to get taken down. Archmage going after these units here. Does it give that little burning effect to the Rock Golem? Yes, it does. So magic immunity does not matter. You still get hit by that debuff. Kodo Beast down across over here, looking for something in its belly. Meanwhile, Footman in the midst of the army, keeping track of what is going on here. Thorium melee weapon upgrades. Raiders are now sitting at 2-0 upgrades. Paladin sitting at level 1. Blade Master keeps track and sees that there is no expansion down there, but the creep camp has been cleared out. Footman, where is the Footman keeping track of this army? Sees this here. Boulder onto the Shadow Hunter. Could take a lot more damage once again as the units are now looking to back away. Paladin and army looking to keep track. And, well, does Who realize that there is actually this invisible Footman who's been keeping track of the Orc army? Blade Master also doing its best job, making it difficult. Dust of Appearance could become a problem again. And with no flying machines to keep track of that Blade Master, well, that Blade Master is just going to always be in tow. What? I take that back. Flying machine already getting ready to join in on that fight as the Blade Master now looks to run back away. There's the flying machine. And, well, little does Yumiko know that the Blade Master was in fact nearby. Oh, Footman, Dust of Appearance gets ensnared. And right there, beautifully done. Who also you are using that second sense to realize, wait a second, there is in fact a unit with me right here, right now. All right, Blade Master still keeping track. Archmage is here, ready to go. Blade Master sitting at 4. And we are finally in low upkeep for Who needs to get some additional Orc Burrows, as there is right now an economic advantage for Yumiko. Let's take a look back across here. Blade Master still wandering around. What is going to happen next? The flying machine is not nearby enough to actually spot that Blade Master, even from the heights here, as we are going to be joining in on the fight. Kodo Beast, well, 2 Kodo Beasts still keeping track of this here, as we are doing a little bit of long distance mining. Not necessarily the best thing, as there is now 3 Kodo Beasts by Who. Inner Fire also added in, so the Paladin, Archmage, and all of the casters are going to be that much stronger. Also adding in Inner Fire onto a mortar team and gives it extra armor, as the Blade Master, well, should not want any part of this particular fight. Flying Machines keeping track of the Raiders, knows exactly where they are going to be back or regrouping here. Is it going to spot the Blade Master? No, it's not going to go in to that spot. Why not keep it track with the rest of your army? That's exactly what you need to do right now, as we could be going into 3-0 upgrades. All right, Blade Master joining in on the fight. Holy Light saving Stormbolt onto the Blade Master. Units are now trying to get back. Kodo Beast going to try to eat a Spellbreaker, and will eat a Spellbreaker now that Yumiko's Water Elemental got out of the way. All right, big Hex right there. Mortar team still flopping down some damage. Disenchant. Blade Master, Inner Fire, Holy Light, Stormbolt onto the Blade Master, as the Blade Master could be in a little bit of trouble. Multiple disenchants, though, as the Mortar team needs to get back. Militia needs to get back as well, as this Mortar team, well, has been at the wrong end of a Blade Master's sword for many, many fights here. All right. Knight should be going after the Raider. Let's take a look at this. Are there any additional upgrades for that medium damage? Archmage still trying to continue to focus down that Blade Master. And now with the Orb of Fire focusing down a Blade Master, it is no longer really a suicide option any longer. As you can take a look, there goes one Kodo Beast. Stormbolt from the Mountain King. Good finish off another Kodo Beast right there. Let's take a look at this. A little bit more damage. Water Elemental gonna finish it off. Spellbreaker back out onto the field. 2 Kodo Beasts that are all that are left. Knight now eaten. Mountain King may want a Stormbolt to get that Knight back. That is a big deal. Blade Master, however, well, trying to get healed up, having a difficult time. Mountain King, 93 mana, isn't going to be able to finish off anything. Spellbreaker, Knights, all of them are getting eaten. Meanwhile, casters are all in the backfield here. Knights continuing to battle it out, trying to push their way through. Let's take a look. Still fighting their way, and it looks like... Who won? Okay, I don't know if my games are getting ended early, because it isn't showing an actual victor while this is going on. It looked like Yumiko was starting to win that last battle, and Yumiko with the extra hero should start to come out ahead. Overall, score-wise, you can take a look at that. It's actually a little bit lower, but yeah, like I'm a little bit confused in that last fight. Who actually lost? I didn't see any decisive reason why Yumiko or who would have left that game. If I just look at the score, it looks like who won, but I'm not 100% sure. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's take a look. Did I get a crash notification? No crash notification. That was the end.